might wonder why Bobigny, France looks like something from A Clockwork Orange or something. A lot of these préfectures were built up in the 70s during what's known in France as les 30 glorieuses, the 30 glorious years, which went from about the mid-1950s until about the mid-1980s. The economy, the country was in full expansion. There was work for everybody. You know, they had 30 good years, and things started to pretty much fall apart. By the time I moved here in '94, the economy was extremely stagnant. Every département, which is a huge region, it doesn't translate into English. You could kind of think of it as a county. Has what's known as a préfecture. And Bobigny is the préfecture city for Seine-Saint-Denis, which is the most populous and I think the largest département in and around the city of Paris, France. And Saint-Denis, where I live, is a sous-préfecture, meaning it's an important city, and they do have some administrative things there. There are some things I can take care of in my own city, but for many things, immigration, other administrative things, I have to come out here to Bobigny, which is a fair distance away from Saint-Denis. And this is the way things are set up all over France. So I'm in this administrative center part of it in Bobigny, and these are courthouses and administrations and all sorts of things like that. Over there at the tramway, it's named after Pablo Picasso, which I find kind of sad because based on what I know about him, he was a really terrible man, an abuser of women and everything. Yeah, great artist and all that, but he doesn't sound like somebody I would have cared to know personally. We have a lot of stuff over here named for Stalin and Lenin and Russia and stuff like that. It's very interesting for an American to come over here. I realized pretty quickly how brainwashed I was in the United States, how much I didn't know. And I had a graduate degree in the United States. I did study briefly here in Europe, but basically I was just American, and I just knew what Americans know. Meaning I really didn't know very much at all. You know, I think that a lot of Americans think that the world is just like some big friendly Disneyland, and people are all the same, basically. You know, they all have the same cultural background and interests and morals and stuff like that. And that's simply not the case, you know. Half the people in the world have never even used a telephone, and they never will. And Americans are frequently taught that, or persuaded to believe that, the rest of the world either likes them a lot and looks up to them and is envious of them, or is hostile toward them. Which is really not true. Most of the rest of the world doesn't even think about the United States. You know, they don't care one way or the other. Wait, a moment. Somebody just asked me for a light. Voila. And over here, in all the years I've been over here, I have never heard a single anti-American word or sentiment. And I've been listening. I'm very alert to that sort of thing. That's just not how they feel. You know, they really don't even understand the United States over here, you know. When I tell them that there's really no daycare organized by the government to speak of, that there's no health care, like universal health care, that there's the French unemployment system over here is completely different from the American system. it's based on your salary. It lasts a lot longer. People actually get a lot more help than I think they do in the United States. They pay a lot more in taxes. It comes to, when all is said and done, about 50% of whatever you earn, and what they will give you in the way of benefits, even if you're fully disabled or whatever, is very, very little. You'd be surprised. So, you know, you don't want to end up on benefits over here. You know, you're not going to have a good life. You know, you're barely going to survive. I don't know how you're even going to do it in places such as Paris. I really don't know. I frequently get asked, well, which country do you like better? Which country is better? And I say to them, look, that's comparing apples and oranges. You know, there's no possible way to make a comparison. As far as paperwork and administration goes, I used to find the United States much easier. I'm not sure about that now. I've only been back something like 3 times in a couple of decades that I can recall offhand. So I don't really know what's going on over there anymore in the United States, besides what friends or family or contacts tell me. So I hope you find my clips educational, at least. I had a lot of problems last year, and I'm still having some that I haven't told anybody about on YouTube or Dailymotion. And vlogging has been kind of a hobby for me that's been kind of therapeutic. I'm completely alone over here, really. You know, my spouse is on another planet. And some woman sent me a message on YouTube recently like, what? You immigrate, you'll never see your friends or family again? You know, just take paid leave and get a €500 ticket and go to the United States 4 times a year the way I do. Well, lady, last time I went to the United States, it was €1,000. That was a little over a year ago. I don't have unpaid leave. I haven't had a salaried job of any sort for 11 years. You know, good for you if you can do that, but that's not my situation, and it's not through any fault of my own. If you guys really knew, you know, how hard I work and all of the effort that I have put into surviving over here and getting by and making things okay for myself, I don't think a lot of people who are my detractors could walk a mile in my shoes, let alone a quarter of a mile. All right, talk to you later.